In the bustling city of Eldoria, where progress and innovation reigned supreme, two names were known across every household: Dr. Victor Hale and Mr. Elijah Graves. Victor was an undisputed genius, a man whose intellect had won him accolades worldwide. His inventions had revolutionized industries, and his mind functioned like a machine, efficient, analytical, and precise. Elijah, on the other hand, was not famous for his intelligence but for his wisdom. A humble man, he spent his days observing people, offering advice, and resolving conflicts with his deep understanding of human nature. One day, the city faced a crisis. The central power station, which supplied energy to the entire region, had mysteriously malfunctioned. The engineers were baffled, and panic spread across Eldoria. The mayor, desperate to find a solution, summoned both Victor and Elijah, hoping one of them could save the day. Victor, with his customary arrogance, stepped forward. "Step aside," he declared. "This is a matter of science, not idle contemplation. I will have the power restored in no time." Elijah simply nodded, his wise eyes reflecting patience. "I will observe and assist where needed," he said calmly. Victor wasted no time in diagnosing the problem. He inspected the power grid, consulted his notes, and devised a complex algorithm to isolate the faulty component. His calculations were precise, his solutions swift. "We must overhaul the entire system," he declared confidently. "It will take 3 days, but the city will have a more efficient grid in the long run." The mayor hesitated. 3 days? The city cannot survive that long without power. What about essential services? Victor shrugged. "Progress demands sacrifice, Mr. Mayor." Elijah, who had been quietly observing, spoke up. "If I may," he said, "perhaps the solution does not lie in complex calculations but in understanding the nature of the problem." Victor rolled his eyes. "Please, enlighten us, wise one." Elijah smiled gently. "The system was designed by humans, and humans are prone to errors. Let us speak to those who maintain it daily. Perhaps the answer is simpler than we think." The mayor, intrigued, allowed Elijah to proceed. He gathered the station workers, technicians, and even janitors. He listened intently to their experiences, asked thoughtful questions, and learned about the subtle quirks of the power station, things Victor's calculations had overlooked. After an hour of conversation, Elijah turned to the mayor. "Sir, the issue isn't with the system but with a single overlooked switch that was turned off by mistake during last night's cleaning." A janitor mentioned hearing an unusual click, but no one paid attention. Victor's face turned red. "Impossible. My data suggests a systematic failure." "And yet," Elijah said gently, "shall we try turning the switch back on?" The mayor, sensing no harm in the suggestion, gave the order. The workers located the switch and flipped it. Instantly, the city lights flickered back to life, and a collective sigh of relief echoed through Eldoria. Victor was speechless. His intricate solutions had been rendered irrelevant by a simple act of listening and understanding. The mayor turned to Elijah, admiration in his eyes. "Your wisdom has saved us, Mr. Graves. It seems a wise mind truly is better than an intelligent one." Elijah bowed his head humbly. "Intelligence is a gift, but wisdom is earned through experience and empathy. Sometimes, the simplest answer lies not in logic but in understanding." Victor, though humbled, extended his hand. "I may have been too quick to dismiss you, Elijah. Your wisdom is impressive. Perhaps intelligence and wisdom can work together." Elijah shook his hand with a warm smile. "Indeed, Victor. Knowledge and understanding, when combined, can achieve great things." From that day on, Eldoria flourished not just with intelligence but with wisdom. Victor and Elijah became partners, blending their strengths to create a better future for all. Years passed, and Eldoria became a model city where technological advancements were driven by both intellect and understanding. Victor and Elijah worked side by side, addressing challenges with a balanced approach. Whether it was urban planning, environmental concerns, or social welfare, their combined perspectives led to sustainable and people-friendly solutions. One day, an ambitious young scientist approached Victor and Elijah for advice. I have developed an advanced AI system that can predict economic trends with incredible accuracy, he said proudly. But people are hesitant to adopt it. What should I do? Victor immediately delved into the technicalities, offering suggestions to fine-tune the algorithm. Elijah, however, asked, have you considered how this system affects people's trust in their instincts and traditional methods? Progress is valuable, but it must be introduced with empathy and respect for existing values. The young scientist took their combined advice and introduced the AI gradually, ensuring that it complemented rather than replaced human decision-making. It became a great success, balancing technological precision with human wisdom. The legacy of Victor and Elijah continued to inspire generations. Schools in Eldoria began teaching not just subjects of science and mathematics but also lessons on emotional intelligence, ethical reasoning, and the value of experience. One evening, as the two old friends sat watching the sunset over Eldoria, Victor mused, I used to think intelligence was everything. But I realize now that without wisdom, even the brightest mind can lead people astray. Elijah chuckled. And I used to believe wisdom alone was enough. But I've seen how intelligence can push boundaries when guided wisely. They clinked their glasses, a silent toast to their partnership and the balance they had brought to Eldoria. Surely, a wise mind is better than an intelligent one because wisdom considers the human element, the practical aspects of life, and the simple truths that intelligence often overlooks. When wisdom and intelligence work hand in hand, true progress is achieved.